You said, just a recap before I got into this. Information from the memory stick. Information that then gets down, like gets printed from the memory stick, it doesn't change. So
that's correct.
Thank you. Now, that information that is that metadata, it also doesn't change. That's right.
It won't change. Yeah.
Now, do you recall, Sergeant Mabasa, Warrant Officer Mabasa, that in 2023, I think July, just the commencement of this trial, the team of defense, yourself and the state assembled at the office of the DPP, where these photos that were downloaded from Mr. Mnube's memory stick were transferred into memory sticks, and which copies thereof were given to us. Do you remember?
I do remember.
Now, do you agree that the person who downloaded or who transferred that information into the memory sticks that each of the defense counsel has here, that process was done by you, the downloading was done by you?
It was done by me, yes.
Thank you. And against the background, the fact that you are saying the information in that memory stick should just be the same with what was downloaded in the memory in the memory card of accused number 1. I want us to have a look at the following. This is the memory stick that was downloaded, or it is the memory stick that we received from the state in your presence, which contain photos that were downloaded from Mr. Mnube's memory stick. Thank you. Yeah, no, now, my lord, that's the problem that I have, because there's information that I want us to go through this memory stick. But because of the reservation that I've hinted about earlier on, I don't feel comfortable to have advocates when they're operating this, with what I saw in the photos there. I'm going to request for an adjournment so that we go arrange for somebody to come and deal with the memory stick, because I'm avoiding to use the word fidgeted again.
Can I?
No, even yourself as well. I don't want you to touch it.
No, I don't want to touch it. Can I comment? I just want to make you.
Let's hear. What do you want to say, sir?
There's a original data. There's a copy of original data. It won't be the same.
It was at this moment that I realized it's a good time to log off and just forget about the SENZO MEYIWA trial. Because what is Mabasa saying? Mabasa is not making any sense, and the fact that he's an analyst who works in the downloading department, which means he does this day in, day out. We don't know for how many years he's been doing this. There is no way this man is saying this out loud, okay? With all confidence, with his chest, an entire ox liver. How is it possible? So if you're making a copy from accused number 3's memory card and you're pasting it, let's just use simple language, and you're downloading it and pasting it into the USB drive or the memory stick, he says the information is not the same. The information becomes different. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a disaster. That sentence alone is an absolute disaster. What do you mean? If you take a document, drag it from one USB to another, the document just moved. It does not mean that there are any changes in the metadata. But let's continue listening on. Maybe he's going to save himself.
The original data is the one that is on PDF.
The original data in the PDF.
The one that I did on 2023. It's a copy of the original, which will differ in a date. It will give us the date when I transfer it to a memory stick. Even some of the pictures will not give the exact name. It will come up with another name that it creates as I copy. So a copy, original data, that is from the memory card, downloaded, and is converted into a PDF format to show the metadata of every picture. Won't be exactly the same with the one that is a copy that was transferred into a memory card. That's the reality. It won't reflect the same metadata, but it will be the same picture. So the reason behind that is I took it straight from the XRY format, copy it into a memory stick. Unconverted, as you transfer it into a memory stick, it will give you the date when you transfer. I can't remember very well with whatever, but if it can be here, I can tell you. When I say original from the memory card or from the phone, remember the data that you said it's stored for future reference. It's logged. Whatever was downloaded 2015, even today, it will stand as it is. It won't change because it's logged. For you to change the information, you have to convert it into a PDF or copy it like I did.
When you're done, Warrant Officer Mabasa.
Yes, I will. That data that was requested to be copied,
Yes.
it's a copy
Yeah.
with a reference of a date different to the original one.
Let me just remind you what happened here. They went for break. No, they went for a lunch break. And before they went for a lunch break, this is when Mnisi Unfiltered broke it down to Warrant Officer Mabasa or Sergeant Mabasa to say, hey, how is it possible that a photo that has not yet been taken, the metadata shows that it was modified in July when the photo was taken in September of 2014, I think it was. So they went for the lunch break. I believe Mabasa then went to try and see how can I get out of this mess, because how can you possibly modify a photo that has not yet been taken? And Sergeant Mabasa comes back, and this is why he's giving us this whole Ganegwane explanation that Mnisi didn't even ask for. Keep in mind, Mnisi didn't even get to ask his question, but the sergeant wanted to preempt the question. This is a game that Gininda used to like to do, if you guys ever remember, explain long answers that make absolute no sense. And Mnisi has obviously practiced the art of patience, and that's why he tells him, let me know when you're done. So yeah, that's what I think he's doing, explaining, over-explaining, as a matter of fact, not making any sense, because everything that he said makes absolute no sense. But let's continue listening on and hear how Mnisi Unfiltered handles this one.
I'm done. Thanks, my lord.
Warrant Officer Mabasa, just to check up your memory, how many times did I ask you that are we agreeing that the information that was downloaded from the memory card that was in accused number 3's phone will be similar? It will be identical, even when it gets transferred into a USB and into a disk. How many times did you say, yeah, no, it should be that should be the case?
I may have maybe not hear you well,
Yeah.
but the reality is, from the original to a memory stick, it won't reflect the same, because by then you are modifying, you are copying from that picture to an action is happening. It will tell us when, why, it will give us the date when you do that. I may have misunderstood you or understood the word memory card and memory stick. They sound the same. I couldn't hear it well. So what I'm saying now, from the memory card, it will remain the same. When you convert it using the XRY to view the pictures, as you take that picture into another storage, it will change the date. It won't be the same with the original. It will give the date of when you did that. My apologies, I didn't hear you well there. I may have answered otherwise. I didn't hear you well, my lord.
Ngiyaxolisa-ke lapho kusengenzeka-ke ukuthi angizwanga kahle ngiyaxolisa kulokho.
Mr. Mabasa, my question is, how many times did we agree on that? Simple as that. Was it once, twice, or 3 times? Or do you want me to remind you?
If it will serve the purpose, yes.
It's not my purpose, it's for the court's purpose.
We are referring
Let me
to-
remind you, I've said it 4 times. You said, yeah, no, yes, we agree on that. The information must be the same. Information must be the same. Information must be the same.
That's why
You still remember that?
That's why I'm saying I may have misheard or confused the word memory card, memory stick. It happens, I'm human.
Kuyenzeka-ke lokho ngiwumuntu.
Mr. Mabaso, for heaven's sake, you are an expert. That's how you were introduced. In fact, that's how you introduce yourself. You're an expert. How then on earth does an expert in your field confuse a memory card and a memory stick?
He doesn't say it confuses him. He says he may have misheard you or misunderstood you. And what more must he say?
No, but that's what he says, man. He says he was confused. He confused the word memory card and a memory stick. It
Yes.
comes from the word confusing.
And according to him, there's a difference between a memory card and a memory stick.
Yes.
So if you confuse the one for the other, the results can't be the same. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, and I'm trying to explain.
Oh.
I didn't
Experts
hear.
don't make mistakes.
Come again?
Experts don't make mistakes.
I do understand, but I'm not an expert.
Okay.
I'm an analyst.
You're an analyst, okay?
Yes.
Exactly. How on earth would an analyst who has been working on this thing for more than 3/4 of their life can today come and say, I have confused a memory card and a memory stick? How does that happen?
It happens.
Just because it happened.
An analyst is a person. If you hear and you don't hear well, it happened. I didn't hear you well, like I'm saying.
Kuyenzeka-ke ngoba ke umntwana
I'm not denying. I'm saying I did not hear it. I thought you are talking about the memory card, memory stick, memory card. That word, memory card, memory stick, confused me as to where are you referring to. I confused the word. That's the honest truth. I confused the word.
Mr. Mabasa. Mr. Mabasa. I thought you had come here to assist the court.
Yes.
But I have no reservation in saying to you that we have come here as a hired gun. You have just come here as a hired gun. But unfortunately, when the gun arrives here, it starts to misfire, as you are just doing now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm putting it to you, Mr. Mabasa, that you have come here, or I had thought that you had come here to assist the court. However, from what is happening now, I have no reservation in putting the following to you. It can be interpreted.
No.
You have come here as a hired gun. And unfortunately, you being such a hired gun, you start to misfire when you are supposed to do your work as a hired gun.
I have just misheard you from the word memory stick and memory card. But all in all, the pictures on the memory stick and the pictures on the memory card are the same. Will look the same. On the metadata, it will be the date and few things which I'm not aware of now, because I normally don't testify about those copied pictures unless requested. I misheard the word, like I'm repeating, memory stick, memory card.
So you misheard me when saying memory card, memory stick, memory card, memory stick. You misheard me there.
I heard you, but I thought you were referring to a memory card, not a stick.
Eh,
The answers
Yes.
were based on the memory card,
Yes.
data-based.
Yes.
I didn't take it to a memory stick,
Yes.
like you are saying.
Yes.
That's why I tried to clarify that, I thought you were talking about the memory card metadata,
Yes.
not the memory stick metadata. So there, I didn't hear you well.
Ingakho-ke sengichaza-ke manje-ke ukuthi mina-ke uma ngabe bengikuphendula-ke bengikuphendulela-ke phezu kwayo-ke i-memory card metadata kungasiyona-ke i-memory stick metadata.
However, it won't change if you can give the memory stick and show what you wanted to show, we can proceed.
Kodwa-ke ngeke kushintsheke uma kuwukuthi ufuna ukunikeza-ke i-memory stick ubone-ke lokho ofisa ukuthi ukubone.
No, I won't give my memory stick to you. There, be rest assured. Otherwise, you will still confuse it. I'll give you a memory stick. You'll come and say it's a memory card.
No, I won't do that.
You will.
It's okay.
Yeah. So let me save you the day.
It's okay.
Yeah. So let me save you the day. You must have been told by the state that subsequent to your testimony on Thursday the 12th, my lord, I want to get into a new aspect. However, Ms. Jonas requested me that actually it should have been true to request an adjournment because there's something pressing that he needs to do at a family level, my lord. So I'm going to request for an adjournment up until on Monday and then finalize my cross-examination on this witness, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
Yes, Ms. Doctor.
My lord, the witness is available on Monday. We can proceed on Monday.
Are you available, sir?
I am available, ma'am.
Okay, matter then is postponed to Monday morning, 10 o'clock.
Siqhubeka-ke ngomsombuluko ngo-10 ekuseni.
My lord, I beg you for Mr. Ngumalo to stand in for me next week.
Hello?
I beg you for Mr. Ngumalo, my lord, to stand in for me next week.
What's going to happen next week?
Next week I'll be in another court, my lord.
I thought you said you're available for the next 2 weeks.
Yes, my lord, I said we've agreed that we'll proceed. Mr. Ngumalo will stand in for me. Then when it's my time for cross-examination, I'll come because I'm next door.
Okay.
Thank you.
And now it is not only Umncube who has lost faith in the machineries of the state, but it is also Mnisi who has lost faith entirely in this witness. He will not even hand him his USB. He doesn't trust him like that because he's going to change the metadata. And the witness, Sergeant Mabasa, goes on some spiel about, I made a mistake. I am only human. And the court agrees with him. Surprise, surprise. I thought the court is supposed to be free and fair. But hey, the court agrees with him. And he says, the court agrees with him. And then he says, and then the judge says, experts don't make mistakes. And then Mabasa says, I do understand, but I'm not an expert. I'm an analyst. And that leaves the judge speechless because the judge was throwing Mabasa a helpline, and Mabasa threw it right back at the judge and said, don't put me on that label of expert because those things kind of get you in trouble in this court. Now, it gets worse as they go on and on. Well, technically, it's Mabasa who goes on and on all by himself, trying to explain himself. And for me, it's giving over-explaining. Why are you over-explaining? And why are you struggling to know the difference between a USB and a memory card? A memory stick and a memory card. They both use the word memory. But surely, you work in this department, you would be able to differentiate between the two. I think it's just redundant, his explanation, and it makes absolute no sense as to why he did it. But he says he's only human and mistakes do happen. Now, Mnisi is not willing to hand him over his USB, but Mnisi takes a bold stand. And he declares on the record and he says, I'm putting it to you that I thought you came here to assist the court, but I have no reservations in saying to you that you have come here as a hired gun. You have just come here as a hired gun, he repeats. But unfortunately, when the gun arrives here, it starts to misfire as you are just doing now. Oh my goodness. And then we have Jonas, the interpreter who has these sidebar conversations with the witness, which technically for me is unacceptable. Jonas has one function in that court, just to interpret. Nothing else, nothing more. He doesn't even have to think. He just has to interpret. What is said, he repeats. That is it. But I think he has a tendency of airing his views, airing his opinions, especially in these exchanges today. But let me know your thoughts with regards to that. Also, I want to add as well that Mnisi is just so frustrated with Mabasa. The adjournment came along. Now here's where I have a question for you. So Mnisi therefore tells the judge that Jonas has a family emergency. I want you to remember Mnisi is the one who sent an email to the registrar and was rejected publicly. Okay, now Jonas tells Mnisi that he has a family emergency. Why did Jonas tell Mnisi? This is confusing. He has a family emergency and can you wrap it up? I probably imagine the conversation went like, can you wrap it up and make sure by such and such a time you're done because I've got to go. Okay, I've got a family emergency. And he tells the judge and the judge says, okay, wow, that was so nice and cute. Where is the huge statement and the lecture about the interest of justice and prejudice to the accused? And the delay and the DPP and the JP and then dun. Where was all that? Nothing. Dololo. Okay. Then Shalolo stands up and goes, oh yeah, I won't be in court. I was like, and my lord is like, what are you talking about? I thought you said you'd be here. Yes, I'll be here. I'll be next door. So my question is this the only reason why Shalolo gave the true reason of where she's going to be in another courtroom? Because it's next door, and we all know Ashley was going to see her, and he was going to come tell my lord in a whispering session, and Shalolo couldn't use the term, I'm having a family emergency. No, I'm next door working, okay? So she says, though, that she'll be back to do the cross-examination. She's only next door. My concern or question is, if she's in another case, how will she be able to follow up with the cross-examination that is happening here and then also do whatever she's doing in the other courtroom? Do you see what I'm saying? It's a bit too much. Anyway, that's my opinion. We'll see if Shalolo meets her promise and comes back to cross-examine Mabasa, because I need her to cross-examine him. This is a personal request. And that is it from me today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks for joining. I'll catch you in my next upload. Bye.